Welcome to part 2. Now, as the American, or rather the Western diplomats are busy organizing for negotiations, to end the Kenyan political crisis, events on the ground are unfolding at a very rapid rate. So rapid that Bwana Nyamamoto found it necessary to try and warn Raila, put a lot of pressure on Raila not to be sworn in. Why? So that they get time to finish off what they're doing, to get time to finish off the initiative without too much changing on the ground. Now, it looks unlikely that they'll be able to get their way, because Raila Odinga himself has said that if death is going to be the result of what they want to do to get electoral justice for Kenyans, then it is okay. He's ready to face death. And of course, the Jubilee side, since they know no other tactic, they don't know any other political play, they continue to threaten. Try and swear in yourself, you will see. You will hang by the rope until you die. You know such threats. This is treason. Anybody who does not think it's treason does not belong to this forum. That is somebody who should go back to law school, etc., etc. And even the AG, the AG is a constitutional office. Is supposed to have the interests of the Kenyan people first, before anything else. But even the AG now has become a choir boy for the Jubilee government. He is reading Jubilee scripts, and then adding sections of the law, conveniently relevant sections of the law, to try and prove that if Raila is sworn in, it will be treason. Now, simply put, treason involves overthrowing a government. Treason involves illegally removing a legal government. And so the threats of treason don't come in. Even if you don't believe what NASA are saying, that they're going to do it legally, why not wait until they do it and then point out the illegalities involved in the swearing in? And then use that to charge somebody with treason. Instead of threats, which just add tensions in the country. Because Jubilee probably don't know this, but they should. These threats only serve to radicalize NASA people. They only serve to further radicalize long-suffering Kenyans. That's all they're doing. And make no mistake about it, Kenyans are very determined this time around. If anybody doubted the determination of Kenyans, if anybody doubted the determination of Kenyans to rally around their leader, their NASA leader, Raila Odinga, I'm talking about the vast majority of Kenyans. If anybody doubted their resolve, then that should have been sorted out when the incident on Jogoo Road played out, where bullets were fired at Raila Odinga's bulletproof vehicle. And then, amazingly, ordinary people formed a human shield around a bulletproof car. What were they doing? They were saying that they're ready to take the bullets which are targeted at the car. They formed a shield with their bodies. Now, that is something that should make somebody sit up and pay attention. That is something that should make somebody just try and think a bit deep about this issue and realize that the biggest mistake is to try and deal with such resolve by using force. Kutumia kifua. You will just make matters worse. Maybe the diplomats who are trying to barge into the affairs of Kenya, should talk more to the ordinary Kenyans. They'll not get a proper feel, a correct feel of the situation on the ground by talking to people at cocktail parties. Even NASA supporters. They'll not get a proper, correct feeling. They should use their field offices. They should go out and speak to Kenyans. And if they do that, they'll realize that the vast majority of Kenyans have a solution. And the solution, according to them, is secession. What Kenyans are saying is that if somebody is so determined to hang on to power, not caring about the sanctity of human life, and not caring what the cost will be, then the best thing is for them to hang on to power in their own domain, surrounded by their own diehard supporters. So release the rest of the country, the people who are not with you, let them form their own country. And that is a very simple, peaceful solution. But of course, diplomats will laugh you off with such a suggestion, It is not in the interest to have a divided Kenya. Yes, that means you have to deal with the two countries instead of one, makes things more complicated. Okay, and of course the second country will be much more difficult to deal with. Yeah, because there are people who are much more aware of what's going on. There are people who are less likely to in gearbox for the Western powers. There are people who will be more focused on the needs and the benefits of the ordinary folks. Yeah, and then of course the diplomats will be very quick to point you to recent secession disasters. Yeah, I'm talking about South Sudan. Yeah, where there's a huge problem now. Okay, so they'll point you to that. They'll point you to Eritrea, yeah, which has never settled down, yeah, since they seceded from Ethiopia. And they'll give you all those examples. Of course, they'll omit to give you the examples of the secession success stories. Of course, they will not want to look deep into the Kenyan issue and realize that Kenya is a different country, different situation. Yeah, we don't have any armed conflict. Yes, and Kenyans really, if you really want to know Kenyans, the truth is Kenyans love peace. They don't like war, and Kenyans have gone through a lot of suffering, yeah, and while ignoring taking up arms. Yeah, that's the truth about Kenyans. Despite great provocation, Kenyans have remained peaceful, and the truth is, at the heart of Kenyans, they want everything to remain peaceful. And so secession for Kenya is will not go the same way as the other countries have gone. Yeah, chances are that the Kenyan secession story will be a success story. Now, the interesting thing here is that NASA leader Raila Odinga is not for secession. He strongly believes that this country can go through the current crisis and still remain one nation. And if you really pushed me for my personal view, I would have no alternative but to agree with Raila Odinga. Yeah, I don't think secession. I don't think things are that bad yet. Yeah, I still think Kenya can remain one nation. Yeah, there are ways, the ways and the means to resolve this crisis and have Kenya remain one nation have not been exhausted. And I'm saying that realizing that a vast majority of those following this channel will not agree with me. Yeah, but guys, let's get to that situation where we agree to disagree. Yeah, where you having a different view from me does not mean you're my enemy. Where you can remain my friend even though my views are different from yours. Yeah, and I respect your views and you respect mine. Yeah, we get away from this abusive thing where you must, if you don't agree with me, you're not my friend. That is petty kindergarten stuff. In fact, in my view, Jubilee will not show it, but most Jubilee supporters on the ground, because I talk to people on the ground, are standing up and paying attention to what's happening in the country. And they are realizing that actually the other side has a point. Yeah, many of them are realizing that actually there's need to respect the other side of the political divide. Many of them are coming to that realization. Of course, the people still affected by or tied down and chained by the oaths their fathers and grandfathers took will never have that realization. Yeah, but well, that's a spiritual problem. Okay, but the vast majority of Kenyans would still be interested in having one Kenya, one united, peaceful Kenya, where there's justice for all. But guess what? My opinion and the opinion of Raila Odinga is not as important as the opinion of the vast majority of Kenyans. Yeah, it's all a numbers game. The will of the majority should always rule. So if the vast majority wants secession, then it will be very difficult for an individual or even a leader to stop them. That is the season we have reached. Yeah, that is the season where we are in, and that's why things are so dangerous in Kenya right now. This is why things in Kenya are on the verge of getting very ugly. Yeah, why? Because if you have a situation whereby the vast majority of the people in a country do not feel that they are being heard, do not feel that their thoughts, their feelings, their desires are not being communicated properly even by their leaders, that is a recipe for disaster. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.